Hello, folks. My name is Melvin, and welcome. Glad to see you. Glad to see you here. Glad to see you doing amazingly well. This is my boy right here. This is Junior Jose, and let's play a game to see how long he'll stay on my lap. Cause he's not a lap cat, but he does his best. He definitely does his best. Anyways, I wanted to. So, the past few days have been such a roller coaster mentally. And the thing is that just nothing necessarily happened to make me think this way. It was just that I don't know what it is. Like, this is the problem whenever I'm like trying to start projects, is that it always just stops at some point. I just can't seem to get them done. And I have some sort of mental breakdown. And it could be for simple reasons, it could be for complicated reasons. And I think in this instance, I think it was because of work. I think so. I'm not too sure about it. Um, but it was just like, what do I do? Do I fight through this or do I give myself a break? And I've just leaned more towards giving myself a break, just because when I've tried fighting through it in the past, it has just oh it just gives me such a it messes with my head even more, like it gives me massive burnout and it just sucks. And it's just like the fact that I have to like work, no matter what, no matter how I'm feeling, no matter what I'm doing, the fact that I have to work sucks. So anyone who's like their own artist can set up their own schedule, I'm super jealous of, because I can work over 40 hours, like I could make myself do that. But just sticking to a schedule, I that I'm not as good at. Um, so yeah, in case you haven't figured it out, today's video is just kind of a mental health check. I think I should, you know, focus more content on mental health, just because it is something I'm trying to learn, something I'm trying to figure out, and just trying to. I don't know. It is, again, it's just unpredictable because I do want to release more content. I do want to get more stuff out there. I want to do more things that I want to do. But there are days where it's just like I need to just do absolutely nothing. So I'll just give you an example, just because I'm not ashamed of it. I'm just super honest. Um, some days when I come home after I eat, I have a closet right in there. I just like to lie down on the floor in the closet. No joke. I shut my brain off completely. Just not do anything and just kind of stay in that closet. Just kind of let my brain figure itself out, I guess. Um, and again, I don't know what it is. It really is just like a combination of a bunch of stuff that makes me feel certain ways, diet, exercise, work, friendships, anything like that. Even like the games I play, like everything takes into factor how I feel and what kind of work I can get done, what kind of productive human being will I become, all those things. And it's kind of aggravating to me, because I just want to be consistent. That's all I want to be. But being consistent means that every new idea, every new exciting project that I want to do, I just would have to say no to it. I just can't be a creative human being. And that's not fun. I want to be a creative human being. That's just the kind of person that I am. But that requires risk and being different. And I always say to myself, yeah, I'll take that risk. Yeah, I want to do it. But then I have these days where I'm mentally drained. What do I do? Do I fight through it, or do I take a break? That is something I'm trying to figure out. Um, I've been trying to edit a longer video, and I haven't gotten it done yet. It's not even that hard to edit, but I think my mental capacity is just not as much as it maybe used to be, or just not there. It's just, I'm just trying to figure something out right now. It's crazy. It's very, very crazy. I'm definitely trying to get better at it. But there's nothing when it comes to mental health. It really is your own thing. You got to figure it out. You got to see what it is. And I'm going to say this again. I said it in a previous video, but what I would highly recommend is when you're not feeling good, figure out what is the biggest emotion you're having. Is it sad? Like, and make it as simple as possible. Are you happy? Sad? Um, are you stressed? Anxious? Any of those things, whatever the biggest feeling you're having that at that time, and then just make a list of all those things that also make you unhappy, sad, anxious, any of those things. Because what you're going to start to figure out is, oh, I've actually been feeling this way a bunch of times because of this instance. This instance makes me feel anxious so many times. And it kind of, your brain just starts to put the pieces together and it starts to problem solve. Is it this particular person? Is it this particular topic? Is it work? What about work? What do you do at work that brings it up? And what helps about that is that it normalizes the situation. It makes it so when you go through it again, it doesn't feel like the end of the world. It doesn't feel unconquerable. It feels like you can conquer it. It feels like you can make it another day to day. And it's like, I guess another thing is, I don't think at all you need like it's not just people who are feeling suicidal that where they feel like you can't make it to the next day. I feel like everyone has those moments where it's like, oh man, I got to do another day. It's insane. I barely got through this one. I don't know if I'm going to recover. It's those insane feelings. So again, I think I was just having a conversation with someone recently, and it's just like, poor people who have to worry about money a lot, they are anxious all the time. There's a lot of things to be anxious about. So I had a friend who, he had to go see his family outside of the country because his dad is very, very sick. And um, luckily he recovered. But during that time, he was feeling suicidal, And when my friend had to leave the country, to go back home, the dad was feeling even more suicidal. It's like, oh man. And then he was worrying because he spent so much money while in Mexico, but he was doing that to make his dad feel better. It's all that stuff. It's not easy to go through those emotions. There's a lot of things. Um, Mental health, it's a benefit. It's for your benefit. There's a lot of people out there that scoff at it even to this day, and I just don't understand why. Cuz don't you want to feel better? Don't you want to know how your emotions work? Why? I work with people all the time. The emotions are hard. You can't control it sometimes. Sometimes you'll blow up at someone. Sometimes you'll hold too much stuff in, Anger, sadness, all this stuff. Don't you just want to figure it out a little bit more? Um I don't know, that's how I feel. I feel like everyone could benefit from understanding their emotions just a little bit. But no one wants to kind of admit that their emotions impact their lives as much as they want to admit it. It's just one of those weird things that we all try to figure out from time to time. Um, but anyways, I'm gonna end this a little early because my boy is getting a little anxious that I'm holding him, and I have to go and open the door, and my cable's not long enough to do that. So thank you for listening. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. All right. So this is my wellness check to myself and to you guys. Take care.